Hi everyone, big happy new year. I hope this entertains you on your holidays. If it does, a late Merry Christmas like and subscribe would be nice. Now, exactly a year ago, I made a video speculating on 2022 and what we might be in store for. It's a year later, and let's go through what I said a year ago and then compare it to what actually happened. Now, firstly, I made it clear in that video that attempting to predict the short-term things was probably a waste of time, but we all like to indulge in a bit of speculation, and lucky we're strong-minded, rational people that won't take any of this too seriously, so just bear that in mind.
Commercial real estate, I don't think will bounce back anytime soon. There will be some successful repurposing projects, I guess, but generally speaking, I wouldn't want to be in a REIT that has the majority of the assets in commercial property.
So 2022 wasn't a good year for commercial REITs. We've got Equinox down 17%, American Tower down 25%, Public Storage was down 20%. And across the board, well, commercial REITs are down significantly in 2022. So I'm going to say I got that one right. That's 1 from 1.
So I think pockets of the market will do well and other pockets will not do so well. Essentially the same as it's always been. Industrial real estate, well, maybe that cools off a little bit as well. There is no research or facts behind that statement, just good old speculation.
Now, residential real estate continued to go crazy in some markets where others dropped off a cliff. I was in Kiev when I made this video, and well, sadly, things are awful there at the moment. Yet Brisbane, where my family lives, where I am now, right now, that has seen residential real estate prices go up like 32% in the year. So that's huge for property. Depending on when you are in the world, residential real estate went up a lot, but it is starting to cool off. So I'm going to say that's 2 from 2. Then with industrial real estate, that was very strong also in 2022 in most parts of the world, and that hasn't cooled off. So I definitely got that one wrong. So I'm 2 out of 3 now. Now here is what I said about China.
China has been a hot topic all year in 2021. Still a wild ride for Chinese investments in 2022. Does Alibaba's business grow in 2022? Yes. Does the share price improve in 2022? Probably. Does Tencent's business grow in 2022? Yes. Does the share price improve in 2022? Probably. I still think there's going to be a lot of headlines coming out of China. There's going to be energy issues, real estate issues, government regulations on tech and data, more of the same. I think it will get a little boring as the year rolls along, and a lot of the beaten down tech stocks will recover, hopefully towards fair value.
Okay, so Alibaba and Tencent haven't grown in 2022, but they are stable. The regulations made things really challenging. The share prices haven't really recovered back to fair value. But China stuff has gotten a little boring, I think. The world has moved on to other things. I think 2023 and 2024 is when the recovery there starts. Now, my prediction last year, I think I was a bit early on this one. Obviously, I didn't understand the length of time Alibaba and Tencent would take to brush off the bad 2021. So although I don't think I'm wrong on that one, I got the prediction wrong for 2022. So I guess I'm 2 out of 4.
Europe, well, it will be boring. It's all about the US and China. I mean, when was the last time you got excited about the growth of England or Germany? Look, still the odd super company in these places, so it's a true case of looking where others are not looking. Far less competition for those willing to look in Turkey, Poland, or Russia, and far more mispricing. Europe generally doesn't have big innovation companies like the US or China though. I haven't heard much from Putin for a while. Maybe he is a dark horse to throw a black swan event into the world. Or maybe there's going to be something come out of the Middle East.
Well, that was pretty dark of me to say that back in December 2021. I obviously didn't know how big and bad the Black Swan event would be from Putin. Look, I'm not going to acknowledge this prediction because the Black Swan event has been very dramatic for me and a lot of people really close to me. So I'm just going to push that one aside. And regarding America, well, I got this wrong as well, as everything declined in 2022, big tech included, so I'm 2 out of 5. Then regarding Asian developing countries, well, India and Indonesia have been growing strongly in 2022, and they revised higher GDP growth recently. Korea was lower than I thought, Japan was slightly negative, and I think I got this mostly right. Then turning to Australia and New Zealand, both grew faster than expected, but inflation has caused interest rates to rise rapidly, and now things are looking a bit dark in the coming years as interest rates are going to start hurting most people. So to keep score, I'm 3 out of 7. Okay, I said airlines are going to be down, and yes, they were. They're down 20%. Booking platforms I thought would be down, and yes, Booking Holdings is down 20%. Airbnb is down about 40%. I thought high-end hotels would struggle, yes, but they're only down about, say, 10%. I thought the car industry would struggle. Tesla's down big time. I think it's 50 or 60% down. Toyota's down 25%. Supply chain issues has hurt everyone here. I thought cruise lines would be down, and yes, they're all down, say 30, 60%. I said physical retail would struggle, but I was a bit wrong here. Most physical retail is stable, and the good ones have actually seen some growth. I thought bars and clubs would struggle. I haven't been able to track it as I left Kiev, and I don't go to bars and clubs, so not sure about this one. Don't know how to get the data on that. And then crypto. Well, yes, that totally went down. That got completely beat up in 2022. So I'm actually, if we're keeping track, I'm 9 out of 15 of my predictions so far. Then I also, in that video, I predicted China, tech, and uranium as my big upside speculative plays in 2022. Well, China tech is actually down another 20% on the year, so that wasn't a good prediction. I think I'm still going to be right here. I just need to give it some time. Uranium stocks, I kind of pulled that one out of thin air. They're flat for the year, but uranium commodity prices have actually risen about 10%. Look, nothing dramatic here, so I'm going to say I got both of these wrong. Oh, and my last prediction was the AFL Premiership would be won by the Brisbane Lions, and that wasn't right as they lost in the prelim final. So 9 out of 18 predictions, that's 50%. So essentially tossing a coin would have given me the same results. See how pointless predicting macro stuff is? Anyway, let me make a few more predictions for 2023 to see if I can increase my percentage. Now, before I do, if you haven't got a good brokerage account or a backup second broker, I use Interactive Brokers and I think they are the safest and the best in the market. See, I already take enough extra risk when investing in individual companies, and I don't need the extra risk that my broker is going to go bust. Something like what happened to FTX or anything crazy like that. Anyway, there's a link in the description which you can take a demo account for a trial and see what you think. Okay, so 2023 speculation, here we go. So I'm going to predict a turnaround in the cryptocurrency world. Even though they are by far the most beaten down ETFs, check out this list of the worst performing ETFs in 2022. As you can see here on this list, out of the top 10 of the worst performing ETFs, crypto got completely destroyed. Maybe it was justified. I don't really know. I don't really follow this industry that closely. So look, take it as you wish. Now, regarding bonds, I don't know what's going to happen with them, even though my uncle is confident that interest rates are going to have to come back as recessions hit Australia and the Western world. I'm not going to get sucked into the speculation around that one. And regarding things like commodity prices, I have really no feel on commodity prices. So what would possibly get 100% return in 2023? I really have no idea. But the only thing that comes to mind is to make, I guess, the same prediction as last year and say that China tech and with Alibaba and Tencent just coming back a lot. Here is my reasoning. They are so beaten down that anyone without a strong stomach is out now, so it's just long-term people left. With China hopefully showing some positive economic signs and these tech companies showing some growth again, the hype train could fire up quite quickly. So essentially a little positive news and back we go toward Fed value, which I think is about 100% higher from here. Now, fundamentally, the businesses are still good. They just need a few things to go their way politically and economically. So I know I predicted this last year, but I think this is going to be my best call for 2023. Now, my biggest wish for 2023 is an end to the Ukraine war, for my friends' lives to be more positive and for peace to return to that region. Plus a complete overhaul of Russian politics so that stability can return for the Ukrainian people and the Russian people. I wish that I can return to my place in Kiev and go to my favorite cafes and see everyone smiling. Talking about stocks and making money seems pretty irrelevant when I know what is going on in Ukraine. Most of the things I think about are pointless in comparison to these real world issues. So during these holidays, I've tried to take a bit of a moment and realize what's actually important. It's definitely not important if someone tells me how amazing cryptocurrency is and I want to argue with them. That's all pretty silly. So wishing you all a safe 2023, and let's all not get lost in the day-to-day stress of life. I'm going to smile more and be less cynical. That's my goal. And my actionable step is to just not get involved in any arguments in 2023. Anyway, if you have a wish list like me, please share it in the comments or in my Discord group. Thanks for being here with me through 2022, and I will see you in the next video.